Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Smart TCG, and today I'm going to be going over a brand new way to play Lugia V-STAR with a brand new set, PaldeaEvolved. Now, PaldeaEvolved just released this previous week, and it has completely shaken up the Pokemon TCG. So today we're going to be going over colorless Lugia and just how different it is compared to previous Lugia versions of the past. Most recently, we have seen the single strike version see lots of success in competitive Pokemon TCG play. However, this colorless list has been seeing lots of success, and I've crafted one to my liking, and today we're going to be hopping into it. So we got Lugia V-STAR, as I've already said. For anyone that doesn't know, one of the best Pokemon ever created, with that Tempest dive dealing 220 damage and then summoning Star, allowing you to take Archeopses from the discard pile that you've discarded with things like Research, Ultra Ball, or Professor's Burnet to be able to then use Primal Turbo, which allows you to search your deck for up to 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So the brand new cards in this deck are going to be Squawkabilly with that Squawk and Seize. Only during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards, which is very, very strong. We have the brand new Luxray, which is going to be a great counter to the mirror match specifically, and also Palkia V-STAR with that reversal energy, which when you're behind on prizes, you're able to attach this to an evolution and it counts as 3 of any energy, which is how we power up the Luxray. We have double Snorlax as well with that Unfazed Fat and Thumping Snore. Very, very powerful, and it's going to be prevented from falling asleep with that Therapeutic Energy, which allows all your Pokemon to recover from special conditions and also prevents being asleep, confused, and paralyzed as well, which is very, very important. Rest of the list here, I've been having a lot of fun with playing. It feels pretty consistent, and I've been able to set up with it pretty much all the time. Another brand new card I guess to go over is also Iono, a hybrid between N and Marnie. I've already mentioned this in previous videos that I've made, but arguably the best card in the brand new set, PaldeaEvolved. And also Jet Energy is worth mentioning, being able to move your bench Pokemon to the active, which is going to be really, really good, especially against decks that play things like Articuno that aim to paralyze. But with that being said, if you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's hop into some games and show off just how powerful this deck is. All right, let's do it. Alrighty, everyone, hopping into our game here. It looks like we were able to the coin and go first. So we got ourselves a pretty good start. Now, this is specifically where Squawkabilly is actually really, really cool. Obviously, we have already Ultra Ball. However, if we didn't have the Ultra Ball, this hand would have been a little bit weaker, and it would have been saved by Squawkabilly. So that's really, really cool. So we're going to start off with the Ultra Ball here. Going to grab ourselves a Lugia. We're going up against Coridon, so I think we're probably going to be focusing a little bit more on just attacking with Lugia over and over again, as things like Snorlax are a little bit weak to it. Wyrdeer could provide a nice finishing attacker as well. So definitely have some options here for sure, and we're looking pretty good. So let's go here. We're gonna grab ourselves that Lugia, get it down onto the field. We're gonna attach the V-Guard. Seems fine. I mean, I guess there's not really any way they can do anything regardless to it, because I don't think they're able to one-shot it on turn 1. But I guess just, yeah, and they're also resistance anyway, so I guess having V-Guard is just like slightly better, I think, just because also we have resistance, so it's kind of double resistance, which is pretty cool, actually. So Silver Coin, looks like we got heads here. Seems pretty good. I think we're just going to take the Luxray out of the deck. It's not something we particularly want, or I guess we could just take another Archeops as well. And then we're just going to use Squawk and Seize. Yeah, we could have gotten Lugia there, but if they play something like Iono, then we lose all of that, and also the ability, and just the ability to thin out too. So I think Squawk and Seize here is pretty good. Got ourselves a fresh, brand new hand of 6. We're looking pretty good. Definitely cannot complain about that. We got ourselves turn to Lugia V-STAR with the double Archeops, which is pretty much all that this deck needs to accomplish. If you're able to get that out, you're looking pretty good. So here comes the VIP pass coming out here. It looks like we're probably going to be seeing those Ting-Loos hit the board here. Yep, definitely makes sense as to why those are coming down. The good thing is, though, is that they're not able to attack on turn 1 typically with this deck, which is one big important thing. We're probably going to see, yep, there comes the Hawlucha. Gonna be hitting the board. That is okay. Yes, they're doing 10 damage to the Lugia. However, we can just use something like our Radiant Tsareena to be able to heal it off. And there is the switch card into the Ting-Lu with that Cursed Land. As long as Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on it have no abilities except for Pokemon EX. So that's important to always look at, as now we don't have abilities, which is kind of annoying. So the good thing is, though, is that we drew Capturing Aroma, which means that if we do flip tails, we will just be able to get the Radiant Tsareena down. Which is going to be our goal, right? However, if we're not able to do that, then it might get a little bit scary. So there's a Dino Cry, getting the energy onto the Ting-Lu. And yeah, off to a pretty good start here. There is the Lumineon grab. That is pretty nice. I think we're going to go evolve into Lugia. Then we're going to capture an Aroma as well. Let's see what we flip here. It's got heads. Ooh, okay, that's not what we wanted. Okay, so we have the Radiant Tsareena in deck, which is what we need. Get rid of this too. So yeah, as long as we can act despite damage counts, I don't have the ability for Pokémon. I guess we could just boss his order. Oh yeah, I guess we could just boss his orders around it anyways, right? I guess that's also fine. It's just a Lumineon for boss. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Let's just grab Lug here. Seems okay. And then we'll Lumineon. Yeah, it lets us use our ability before Gate Draw. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, that'd be really broken if you could not do that. I'd be like, that'd be very, very good. Okay, so I think at this point we just grab boss's orders. It's better to do that, I think, because then we need to find Stadium to bump the Gate Draw to actually be able to use the Radiant Tsareena as well. So that would not be great. So I think at this point we're just gonna bring up the I think we could just bring up the Coridon. I think that seems fine. Yeah, we'll bring up the Coridon here, which opens back up our abilities, which is great. And then we'll use Summoning Star. Go 1-2, double Archeops down. Very, very good. And then I can just attach something like this Reversal Energy, as it's not actually important in this matchup, because we're never actually going to be using something like that. Let's see, it's Primal Turbo. Something like that Luxray is not actually useful in this matchup. So we're looking good, though. We're cooking for sure. So we can do 200, which is fine. That's all we need to do. Back-to-back turns. Okay, so we'll go V-Guard and double Turbo. That seems fine. I guess I could just attach Therapeutic Energy and hold on to the V-Guard. I guess that's probably a little bit better. Yeah, so let's just do that. We'll go 1-2. 1-2, drop those down, and then we'll use Tempest Dive for a very respectable 200 damage here. And we're looking pretty good. Potentially this thing will get stuck as well. We're going to remove that Gate Draw just so we have abilities with maybe something like the Radiant Tsareena. We can start healing things off as well. That's also pretty good. Because Gate Draw is kind of annoying, so... Anyways, there's a Gutsy Pickaxe. It is a VIP pass there, so it doesn't look like they got what they needed. Here comes Gape Draw, and yep, there's a concession. So it looks like they really weren't able to do anything there. We're able to use the boss's orders to be able to open up the abilities, which is how you should be approaching that matchup, and then they weren't able to do much after that. So that's the first game there. Pretty convincing. Let's get into the next one. Alrighty, hopping into the next game here. Looks like we're going to be going first again, but this hand is... and not as great as the other previous ones. We have a Drapion along with a Pumpkaboo start, which is not typically what you like to see. So at this point, I think we're just going to start Pumpkin. I really do not want to start Drapion. Yeah, I can actually attack with Drapion with Dynamic Tail on turn 2. However, I don't actually think it's worth it. So yeah, we're going up against Lostbox too. So this should be interesting. We got ourselves the Lugia down as well. This hand is so solid. I actually think that at this point... what I flip here will determine whether or not I Squawkabilly or not. Okay, so now I can just grab... So now what I can do is I can grab Lumineon for Burnet for the next turn and just go turn 2 Burnet, right? Yeah, because I have Ultra Ball as well. Yeah, so I don't even need a Squawkabilly here. So that's good for us. We can go DTE, and then... I guess the problem is I'd have to burn... How many DTE do I got? I got all 4 DTE in deck. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Let's just go grab the Lumineon and then pass it off to them. Really nothing else I need to do here. The Nest Ball, I could play, but if I'm playing against Lostbox, they probably don't have hand disruption, so I'd rather just kind of wait and see exactly what they do. And then next turn, I'll be able to attack with either the Lugia, or I'll be able to attack with something like that Snorlax. So, yeah, we'll see what they're able to do here. As long as they don't hit turn 1, 250, we're fine. But then again, that's also very difficult to do, so. All right, Greninja, comfy hitting the board. Concealed cards being used. 1-2. Pokegear coming out. Yeah, pretty good start for them. There's the Colress's Experiment as well. So yeah, good start for them. They haven't even flowered, sucked on that. Gear hits. Pretty nice for them. Here comes Colress being used. Definitely going to be looking for things like outs to Crammer it, potentially. Nest Ball and Comfy getting thrown away. It's a sign that their hand is pretty good. Typically when they're throwing away such powerful cards like that, it's a pretty good sign they got some sauce in it. So... all right. All right, there's retreat. Into the Comfy. Flower selecting. All right. Mirage Gate thrown away. stop. Okay, the fact they're putting stop down means that they don't have a switch card yet. Oh, but they got it. Okay, but they discarded Sableye Cramorant, so they did lose some important things there, admittedly. So the good thing is, though, is that they're KOing the Pumpkaboo and they're not actually escape rope hitting the Lugia, which I'm totally fine with. So there's Zam and Snorlax sitting the board here, and we're going to see that Cramorant spit innocently, taking the KO. So at this point here, gonna be looking to I could arguably Pokestop and attempt to pull off an Iono this turn. However, I don't actually think it's worthwhile, so we're gonna go Lumineon here. Let's get ourselves a Burnet and then play the Burnet. 1 2 Ultra Ball, toss these 2 away. I guess we can attack with Lugia here. That's also totally fine. We'll go Lugia Evolve, and then we'll be able to use that Summoning Star. Turn 2 once again. It's pretty easy to get at double Archeops, especially with how I think this list is built. It's pretty easy. So we're gonna get ourselves those 2 Archeopses, put them onto the field here. We've got ourselves Nest Ball. We could also attack with something like a Snorlax this turn, which I don't really hate a whole lot. I could go DTE Therapeutic Energy, which seems pretty strong. So I guess that's actually what we're gonna do. I think we'll attack with the Lax here. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's do that, because it forces them to Zamazenta it, which is just really, like, that doesn't feel good, right? Being forced to Zamazenta this does not feel good at all. So we're gonna go DTE here. We're gonna Nest Ball, get ourselves one of those Laxes, and then we're going to retreat and attack with that. So we'll retreat into the Lax, and then we're going to Primal Turbo. And normally, as I said, attacking with this might not feel necessarily always great. However, we do have the Therapeutic Energy, which is going to prevent them from being able to Sableye all my bench Pokemon while this thing is stuck in the active. One of the things that I've actually personally noticed when I have played this deck, or I guess watched players also playing the deck, is when they play versus Lostbox Mirror, and some players like to use Snorlax, it just sometimes it gets stuck in the active, and their opponent will just start to Sableye around it. So they could be going Sableye on bench, KO something, they flip tails in, switch, Sableye bench again. So at that point, you know, you really can't miss a turn, right? Especially versus Lostbox Mirror. So that's important to look at. So all right, there's Concealed, drawing 2. Flower selecting. Discarding there. Flower there as well. Colorus. All right, 1 2 3. Penny and Recycler going to discard. Pretty important there as well, especially because Recycler is really good at getting the Kyogre out. So that's a good sign that one of them goes away. Now, typically these lists do play 4, so it's something that they don't necessarily always have to worry about. But definitely is kind of nice to see. Makes it a little bit more difficult. They also are at odd prizes, which means Kyogre doesn't actually get a KO yet. So they still have work to do. They definitely have work to do. They're up to 8 in the Lost Zone. There's Escape Rope. So at this point, I actually don't know what I really want to put up. I think I'm going to give them Lugia here because it's the safest option. Especially if they just lax me for 180, I can just retreat and then Serena heal it a little bit more. I guess there's, I don't know, like, there's like some things I can do. Yeah, so they're going to a Zam, so that's definitely correct to what I gave them. Yeah, so there's a second Recycler. That does not feel good to do. The fact that they're having to burn a second Recycler for this situation is really bad. So, but this has to be a sign that they do actually have something good here. So, they're probably feeling okay right now for sure. Lostbox is always kind of that matchup where you can't really tell if they're, you know, gonna hit what they need just because they need so many pieces. So at the beginning of turns, you're just like kind of having to pray sometimes. All right, so we'll see. Mirage Gate 1 2, touch the bench. Attaches there as well. Okay, so this is pretty good for them. They got their Retaliate, but the thing is that they're committing to Snorlax, which means if we just retreat they're gonna have to go through Snorlax as well. And this also gives me time to potentially set up a Serena and start to heal this Lugia. So we're gonna go Mesagoza here, see exactly what we flip. Ideally it's a heads. Beautiful. Grab ourselves Radiant Tsareena for right now. I mean, I'm not really I'm not afraid of Kyogre because Kyogre is not actually taking 5 prizes yet. So I'm free to put Serena down right now. So we'll put the Serena down. We're going to use the Archeops think we're just going to attach a double turbo energy once more. Seems fine. And then we'll just Iono. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's Jets. We don't really want to attach it, I guess, to anything, really. I guess we could attach it to Archeops here, then just retreat. I don't think that's too bad. Because we saved the double turbo on Lugia, which is effectively better, I think. Yeah, so let's just Jet Energy here. Let's go into the active. Retreat into the Lax. Radiant Tsareena, Elegant Heal. And then we're going to be able to use that Thumping Snore for just enough, because they do have that metal shield, which makes it a little bit more bulky, a little bit more scary to get rid of. But nonetheless, we're able to take it down, and we're going down to 4 prizes here. So Archeops is the prize, which is pretty good. Looks like Comfy is moving into the active spot here, so we're going to see what they're able to pull off. If they do take knockout here, which I do have to expect, I'm definitely going to have to go in with something like that Lugia, take a KO, and try and force them to respond. So there's Colress being used. Once again, still not too worried about Kyogre just yet. We might want to bench something to deal with Kyogre next turn. However, in this situation, we're doing just fine. So end up getting, there's Mesagoza. I don't think they're getting to 10. I do not foresee them hitting 10 or getting down to 0, but we'll see. They also have, okay, yeah, so there's a Kyogre. I mean, I expected that to eventually hit the board, so we'll see what they end up doing here. I think we might just go, so if they get the knockout, then we do need to bench Manaphy, because they are very close to hitting it. So we'll see. They also have like double Clara left still, right? Yeah, they're in a good spot, I think, but I think we're still probably okay. They're down 1 energy, 5. They're on 2 recycler. There's another Mirage Gate thrown away. They could just be fine with Sableye after Sableye. I also don't hate them doing that. So we'll see. The big problem is that we don't have Iono right now, so we don't actually have a great way to do anything. So okay, they're benching Sableye now. Interesting. Okay, so there's the Hawlucha as well. So the flying entry is probably going to be hitting the Lugia and then potentially Archeops or Lumineon. That Lumineon's interesting to put there. Rope. I'm gonna give them Lugia because they should always just KO me here. I guess this is fine because it opens up Iono again. Oh, they're doing that. Okay. Well, this is also fine because now they're thumping storing the Lugia, which yeah. So this is actually good for us because they thumping store the Lugia here now, which is like fine. And now they don't. Yeah, so they can still Kyogre here, but that's like okay for us. I don't think they're going to be able to hit it necessarily next turn, especially if we Iono. It's going to be close, though. We'll see. Collapse is very useful in a situation like this, so we'll see if we can get what we need. All right. We're going to start Mesagoza here. See what we get. Coin, flipping it up. Did flip heads? Not bad. So now I'm in an interesting situation. So I can make a risky play. I guess I don't actually have the Lumineon, so I can't do it. I was like, I could potentially go Iono, try and find Collapse, but I don't think that's happening here. So I think we're going to grab the Manaphy, put that in hand. And yeah, I am pretty worried now that they're going to be able to Kyogre. We'll go Radiant Tsareena. And how many Colress are they down? They're down 3 Colress. I gotta expect Sableye to come out this turn too, though. Huh. I guess we'll just go bench, because then, so we'll go bench, take KO, hopefully find a piece that we need. I really even need to touch energy here. Thumping Snore. Voila. Alright, there's Ultra Ball. Okay, so still looking a little bit spooky. End up getting here. There's Flower. What did they throw away? Ah, the Manaphy, okay. And they're down to 4, so this is still close. I mean, they can go Mesagoza, flip, that doesn't matter, I think. I don't think there's really anything too relevant. I guess there's that. So they can go Sableye KO and then put 5 on Lumineon. I heal the Lumineon, which means then they can't take the KO with it next turn. Which means they can go probably Sableye again, which then means if I just collapse Stadium in a way, I'm fine. So I think we're definitely looking fine here. So they end up getting, but it's not amazing. Like we do need to find Iono. That's admittedly the thing we need to do, because we are putting them in more devastating Iono range, right? Like Iono gets stronger every turn that they keep taking prizes. Imagine the Manaphy forces them to take a prize card here. In most circumstances, they have to take a prize card here. There's a Zamazenta. Ooh, they might just attack with that, which I'd be totally fine with. If they attack with Zamazenta here, I can just respond to that with something like another Snorlax potentially. So okay, this is weird. I don't know if this is actually the play what they're going for. Let's see what this flower selecting gifts them. I don't know, maybe they just are like really awkwardly low on certain resources. I'm not sure. I feel like they're burning. Ooh, is that another recycler? Okay, so the Kyogre's out the door. The Kyogre's not happening. So they burned the Clara to get Zam instead of just Sableye the Manaphy and plopping the damage on Lumineon. Ooh, okay. So maybe now they realize they should Sableye, but they already attached though for turn, right? Okay, so if I give them Archeops and they KO it, then so they go KO. If I go attack, they go. Okay, I think I need to give them Archeops. I think I do. I need Serena on the field. I need Serena on the field because if they go KO Serena, then what? They're going into that? Okay, so if they go KO Serena here, what this means is that I then go KO down to 2, and then they Sableye 7 and then 5 on Lumineon, and then I would have to find Collapsed Stadium, which now I think I'm chilling. But if I didn't find Collapsed Stadium, they'll go 7-5, and I have no way to heal this except for something like Collapsed Stadium. So that's the thought process as to why giving the Archeops there is fine, is because then I will attack the Snorlax down to 2, ideally power up an entirely other Snorlax, and they're not going to chase down Archeops at that point. They have to deal with Snorlax. So that right there effectively means that my guy would have been safe. So that's kind of how I look at it as of right now. But now since we get the Lumineon off the field, I think we're just chilling. So let's go retreat into the Snorlax here, and then we'll collapse Stadium. Gonna collapse away the Lumineon. Now this is really where things get difficult for them. I'm not sure exactly what their route is now that is gone. Becomes a lot tighter because they can't ogre anymore realistically, I believe. So we'll simply just go Thumping Snore, take the KO. They'll be able to potentially respond with the KO back. However, I can just go Snorlax again. So take a prize, Serena. Roten Sableye. They definitely have to Recycler. Yeah, so the fact they need to Recycler here is also bad because they need to bench Kyogre, I think. Recycler 5. Okay, so this is the play they need to make. They need to go Attach Active. They need to Recycler. They then need to bench Kyogre attached to it, and then they're fine. I still think they can win. Yeah, actually, never mind. Yeah, they can definitely win. So this is scary. If I have boss's orders though on something like like if I just go boss's orders, I would just flat out win. The problem is I don't have boss right now, so this is very losable. Okay, so they see the line. Yeah, this is what they need to do here. All 5 energy back, Recycler, and then here comes the gates. Oh, they don't have gate. Okay, what? Did I just not have it? They're down to. Oh wait, they don't even have the gate. Never mind. Okay, yeah, so they just lose then. I don't know what they do now. Oh no, they're trying to put on the Sableye, or they're trying to put on the Snorlax. What are you doing? No. Oh, I guess I don't know what's happening. Do they know what my ability does? No. Oh, they don't know what the ability does, dude. All right, I don't think they can win now. All right, we're literally just gonna bench the Snorlax here and use Thumping Snore. I have Jet Energy in hand as well, so there's no reason not to just do this. I guess I could attach the DTE. This is probably safe. Just go attach DTE here, and then Thumping Snore. I mean, like, if they have something I don't expect, like, what do they need? They would need Raihan attach. No, that doesn't even do it. They need Raihan attach energy switches. Energy switch even legal? I don't think of it. I don't think it is. Okay, yeah. So there's nothing they're doing. There's a Lumineon. All right. Yeah, that's what we could have wanted to just use boss to KO the Kyogre, but not the Mirage Gate. There's nothing they can actually do here. If they do take the KO, we can go Lumineon for boss. So yeah, it looks like we'll be able to take this game here pretty nicely. There goes Snorlax into the active here. See what else they got. right. What do they got here? I don't think there's anything they can do, right? I don't think there is. All right, we got it. Alrighty, so able to take another one down there. Colorless Lugia, it's pretty good, pretty solid deck. But anyways, that's gonna do for the video today. If you enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to support me as a creator. Deck list will be in the description as well. Make sure to go check out the Dead Draw Gaming website as well if you're looking for any new cards. That's the place to go. Helps out the squad. Anyways, that being said, thank you so much for all the support. This is Smart TCG, and I'll speak with you again soon. Peace out. If you're looking to improve your game, I do offer coaching on Metafy. I'm currently ranked in the top 10 players in North America, and I know what it takes to reach that level. If you're interested in just finding out exactly what coaching is, I do offer a free consultation here where you can book it and we can kind of go over whether or not coaching is something for you. I do also offer training packages, which are just bundled sessions on top of the individual sessions as well. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on any of my socials or post it in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video and I'll speak with you again soon. Peace out.